Sí, muchas gracias, señor.
Thank you very much. Thank you, President. Mr. Connaughty, I'll start by saying that I was surprised by your intervention. I read your report. It's quite a hard report. I'd never seen such a harsh report, in fact, though we've discussed this for 3 years in this Parliamentary Assembly. You've said some very serious things. You talked about corruption, you talked about vote buying, you talked about bribes, you talked about a FIFA mafia even. Now, that's serious, rather serious. So if these matters really were substantiated, surely they would have been brought before a court by now. The Council of Europe is here in order to defend democratic values. We're here, of course, to work and to come up with positive measures, making sure that we help our member states, different organisations. But the fact that we come here to the Assembly today saying a number of things which really are very serious indeed, Mr. Connaughty, with all due respect, and I say this as a Member of Parliament, to you as a Member of Parliament, with all due respect, I don't think this is really worthy, and therefore I would tend to agree, in fact, with the spokesperson of the Liberal group who spoke earlier in the debate. Of course, there are papers. It would be important, I think, to look at them more closely and to refer this matter back to committee so that we can have some more in-depth research. Mr. Connaughty, I understand, of course, that you're talking about an important issue because it's a universal sport. The social impact of football is, incredibly big. I myself played football, and I know that international organisations and national organisations are very, very involved. We talk about the lack of transparency in federations, and we talk about democratic values, to what extent they're being conveyed through this, and that all has to do with human rights. That is fine. But to arrive at this extreme position, and I'm referring to your statement, I think it's important for us to try to reach some kind of agreement, but in all honesty, what you said here today before the Chamber in an introduction to your report was basically a denunciation, and you were speaking very specifically about people and making allegations about them. So, Mr. Connaughty, we're saddened by this. We're saddened by this discourse, if you like, because it's really a way of talking about situations in other countries that are not member states of the Council of Europe. It's all very heartbreaking. We need to, I think, show the necessary respect, and we need to do what we can. We need to do what we can in order to help them, to do what we can as a Council of Europe with regard to a state that isn't a member of the Council of Europe. We need to talk about the values of sport, in this particular case football, but it could be other sports. There are others which are also very much attuned to what we're doing here, because it's all about our youth, and we need to be clear vis-à-vis them as well. Thank you very much.